The biker mice from Mars might have been the best thing to happen in the 90s. It wasn't just an awesome toy line, it was an amazing cartoon series, it was comics, it was video games and a whole bunch of other stuff that inspired generations. And there's a good reason why we're still here talking about it over 30 years later. Biker Mice from Mars was the series that got me into collecting. I have a history with the series all the way back to when it first came out. When I started to see these figures again as an adult, I got so many memories from my childhood. Me and my family, we used to go to Denmark when I was a kid. And Denmark, and especially Copenhagen, was like, it was toy heaven for us kids back then. I remember when I got the gift sets when we were there on vacation, and I have so many good memories of me and my friends playing with these figures. I also remember that my mom got just as addicted to these figures as I were, and when we're talking about it today, she remembers all the names of the characters and she remembers the cartoon, so this was a series that left some memories for my whole family, actually. I also have some figures that I have memories of getting from family members and friends who unfortunately are no longer with us, and that sort of things make collecting even closer to my heart, at least. But first things first, to tell the story of the biker mice correctly, we have to go all the way back to where it all began. In the late 80s, early 90s, there was a big shift going on in the action figure and toy world. A lot of series that had been popular during the 80s were seeing a dramatic fall in sales numbers. A common factor in many of the series that had a downfall was that the hero often was a human. I'm talking about series like Masters of the Universe, Brave Star, Ghostbusters and G.I. Joe, to name a few of them. But what was becoming really popular at the time were 4 green guys living in the sewer. Yeah, I'm talking about Turtles, TMNT. These green mutants came as a fresh breath into the toy world in the late 80s, and they were absolutely peaking when the 90s arrived. Of course, other companies wants to do their own version and sort of ride that wave of success that the Turtles were seeing. Every other brand were trying to do their own sort of human-animal crossover or mutant figures. I'm talking about series like the Street Sharks, Cowboys of Moo Mesa, Battletoads, SWAT Cats, Extreme Dinosaurs, and of course, the Biker Mice from Mars. The Biker Mice from Mars was created by a guy named Rick Unger. Now, Unger said himself that the main inspiration for creating Biker Mice of Mars was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and real-life bikers. Biker Mice was actually not the only series that combined mutated animals with motorcycles. You had the UK sort of, not version, but their counterpart known as the Avenger Penguins, which might be even more crazy than the Biker Mice of Mars. But that's another story, which we eventually will get back to maybe. Rick Unger had previously been the executive producer for the X-Men series, and at the time that he created the Biker Mice, he was actually working as a president of Marvel Production. Later on, he became the CEO of Marvel Entertainment. So of course, the Biker Mice became a Marvel product, right? Well, not exactly, or it's at least not the full story. The original Biker Mice from Mars TV series would eventually run for 3 seasons, and Marvel Studios had the production of the first one, consisting of 13 episodes. The second and third season were actually produced by a company named New World Animation. New World Animation were known for being an independent American company, with both production and distribution under the same roof. Due to the high labor costs in America at the time, most of the Biker Mice from Mars animated series were actually produced in the Philippines. Like 80 or 90% of cartoons at the time were produced in Asia, so this was nothing new. The voicing, however, were done back in USA. So the way this production went is something like this. The American production company would send the voice tracks and the storyboard to the Philippine production company. The Philippine artist would then make sketches. According to facts I found, a 30-minute episode of Biker Mice from Mars would consist of up to 30,000 unique sketches before they sent it back to the USA. In today's world, with all the amazing tools we have available now, it's actually kind of hard to get a grasp of how much work this really was. But I think it makes me appreciate the series even more. And the last step when they sent the cartoon with the voiceover back to the United States was that they put the sound effects and the music on. Like I said, the original Biker Mice from Mars cartoon series ran for 3 seasons, and it consisted of 65 episodes in total. The first and the third season both had 13 episodes, but the second one, the main season I think, had 39 episodes. The first episode was released on September the 19th of 1993, and it was called Rock and Ride. The story starts with our heroes Throttle, Winnie and Modo. They're escaping from their home planets, which of course is Mars. Mars is devastated by the main villains of the franchise, the fish-faced Plutarchians. The Biker Mice from Mars end up crash landing in Chicago, only to discover that the Plutarchians have selected their next target for destruction, Earth. The Plutarchians are being led by his supreme cheesiness, Mr. Lawrence Limburger, which of course is the main villain in the cartoon. Limburger's main companions, if you want, are Greasepit and Dr. Carbuncle. For the voice acting of Biker Mice from Mars, they brought out a star team. Throttle was voiced by a guy named Rob Paulsen. Rob Paulsen is known for having voiced Raphael from the TMNT line. He also voiced Hard Drive from SWAT Cats and The Mask in the animated series, just to name a few. Winnie was voiced by Ian Searing. Ian Searing did many other voiceovers, including Wildwing Flashblade from Mighty Ducks. Modo was voiced by Dorian Harewood, who also voiced Shredder of TMNT in some episode. He also voiced many different characters in the Gargoyle series and Tombstone in Spider-Man the Animated Series. Now this sets the stage for the series, and this actually also sets the stage for my series, which is mainly gonna be focused on the toy line they made. Now this series is gonna be a multi-episode series, and I'm not even sure how many episodes it's gonna be. I really want to present all the toys and characters right, and I want to do it alongside the cartoon. So when a person appears in the cartoon, I want to show him off in the Toyline Breakdown, because most of the toys and variants they gave out actually have a connection to the series. So next Sunday we will dedicate the episode to the 3 main characters and the first wave they came out in, Winnie, Modo and Throttle. So hope to see you next Sunday when we start to talk about the toys. And do remember this: rock and ride.